thought that a man eating a bat in China would trigger a series of events in the world, eventually leading to me giving a TEDx talk. Well, such is life. By the way, I'm nicknamed the award collector. I've won several awards, including the C. Subramaniam Award for Excellence in Character and National Top 10 Simplest Award. In fact, the only reason why I disliked the pandemic was because I could no longer collect any more 100% awards at school because school was shut for the past 2 years. There was a time when I sneaked into my mom's bag without she even noticing. That's funny, isn't it? As you may see, I've gained a little weight. Yeah, not only that, but the power of my eyesight got doubled from the initial. However, I don't blame it on lockdown, for I learned skills that I didn't even dream of doing before. A few additional pounds and a troubled eyesight are not the only things which I gained from this lockdown. Even if I was stuck in a beehive or packed in a room, I was continuing to jive. I created my own mini world. The pandemic gave me an unforgettable experience which I'm going to share with you guys in the form of lessons. And once again, thank you to LPU for hosting me here. Let's begin. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 1. The most precious lessons can come from where you expect the least. Most often, we are deceived by the bigger picture. We tend to look at big goals, cities, leaders, celebrities, lifestyles, and whatnot. These big things really influence us. But even the impact of our present thoughts, actions, attitude is considerably huge, and we can't run on anything minuscule. Our trajectories are expected to keep themselves in this bigger loop. Who would have thought that the course of humanity would change forever? Not because of some powerful human being, not because of an alien invasion, but because of an invisible virus. Pure sarcasm, isn't it? This little virus has forced us to rethink every aspect of our lives, such as how we eat, how we work, how we learn, and even how we breathe. If you are willing to learn, Mother Nature can teach you in unimaginable ways. Nature has always been and will continue to be the biggest edtech that is out there. Lesson number 2. Every mother's hands must be investigated. How can one never get bored of their food? This remains a huge mystery to me. For a guy who loves his weekly burgers and fries outside, I was surprised to know that during these 2 years, I never missed eating food outside. And mothers somehow had magical powers of preparing delicious dishes day after day, of which one can never get bored of. One of my mother's deadliest weapons is chicken nuggets. During the lockdown, I may have given her the license to incentivize me with this and to get any work done by me. Don't judge me, they are really good. Now, I bet Corona might be the time when you felt love in food. I still remember the days when I went crazy after McDonald's, cheering, I'm loving it. But these 2 years were literally when I felt love and affection for food. Now, if I am asked to market my mom's meal and create a catchphrase, I wouldn't think twice. How about, I'm feeling it. Cool, isn't it? Wait, people these days are critical of emotional eating. Well, it's because of the biggest myths. Emotional eating is prompted by negative feelings. However, I must add, you can't find love anywhere better than your mom's food. So, give it a try. Lesson number 3. If you cut down on unimportant things from your life, important things can happen. The pandemic was all about conserving energy. Suddenly, a whole lot of activities were taken away from me. I no longer had to commute to school, no longer spend time loitering with my friends, and a whole lot of activities. Initially, I was confused on how would I spend these 24 hours. But then I set out to research and find out how I could utilize my time and bring the best out of me. And it was really worth it. I used this as an opportunity to write a science fiction novella with the concept of humans escaping the apocalypse. Pandemic can never inspire me better. If you went on an introspection, you would find how we already escaped, evolved, and adapted out of this cataclysm. That's an achievement we did together, right? Lesson number 4. Technology is the ultimate enabler and pamperer. I've been asking you guys too many questions, haven't I? I like two-way communication. And here's another one. How many of you guys like technology? Nothing pampers more than technology. I feel fortunate to have been born at a time where even with a few clicks, groceries get delivered to my doorstep. The other day, I was performing an experiment in which a soaked phone could be repaired by just placing it in a tub of rice. Can you guess how? Well, that's easy. Rice will absorb all the water from the insides of the phone, making it as good as new. I wondered, this generation could imagine to do this. But before us, which generation could have? More recently, YouTubes and NFTs have made millionaires out of kids even younger than me. I wonder how, but that's true. If there was a way to demonstrate current technology to our ancestors even 3 generations backward, they'd think it is some form of sorcery. And in some way, it is. What are you going to make of this sorcery? Lesson number 5. We shall all die. Now, how many of you guys deem life as a gift? Life is precious. However dark and obvious it may be, but is the truth that we all die. The pandemic taught us that death can happen to anybody, anytime, because we earlier thought that only other people die and we still have a long time to live. This was one of the reasons for the Great Resignation, where people just didn't find it worth their time what they were doing and hence resigned from their jobs and made. These guys really wanted to enjoy their life, didn't they? Well, we all might have lost somebody dear to us or know someone who has lost somebody dear to them during COVID, reminding us of the only guarantee in our lives, death. But isn't that what makes life beautiful? If we all knew we were immortal, life would simply be wasted away and we would not enjoy it to its fullest potential. Life is precious, not because it is long, only because it ends. John Winterson once said, and I quote, "We shall all die and our lives shall be irrelevant then. If we make anything that lasts, it outlives us and it outlives its personal moment. All of my work is deep dug from me and all books shall stand or fall without me." And I unquote here. This might remind you of the stark reality of the gravity of human purpose. I suggest you find your purpose and commit yourself to the same, so that when you die, your effort still stands high and you are never forgotten. Ask yourselves questions. How can I be more stronger? How can I be more kinder? How can I be more focused? Lesson number 6. Human bonds are unbreakable and too strong to be defeated by a puny virus. Socialization, communication, technology, blah, 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 blah. Big words, right? But they are normal for us. After all, we are humans, we're social animals. We can't live a day without talking to each other. Especially I can't. That's why I'm here, talking to you guys. Some of you might think lockdown had the worst impact on communication and socialization. However, I must add, lockdown had a plus point in communication. We discovered ways we didn't know of earlier, using which it took no more than just a second to meet. And we used this to the fullest potential. I and my friends were collected on a class group and we used to chat so much that WhatsApp used to display the message, clear chat messages, clear chat messages. I and my relatives too were connected online. On my birthday, we all connected on Zoom Meet and it was a new experience for all of us. We all remembered each other's birthdays and anniversary dates because there was a horde of wishing at the right time, that is 12 a.m. I remember one saying which I heard today only by Saurabh Lakhanpal sir, the senior dean and the head of student welfare wing. He said, network is network. And I really agree to that. That's why I took the numbers of most of the speakers present here. We were all connected in a cozy social web, all due to the cold of lockdown. Last but not the least, lesson number 7. Disconnect to reconnect. Now we come back to the same point. How many of you guys enjoyed lockdown? How many of you guys enjoyed breaking a routine cycle? Well, I don't know about you, but I did. When any cycle breaks, we get energy to work on something new. Just like when we get energy when glucose breaks into carbon dioxide and water. I'm teaching you biology too, isn't it? But don't go on the words, go on the concept. There was a lock on all the world's gates. Mother Nature heaved a sigh of relief because obviously human activities were on break. Pollution decreased and plants and animals danced sprightly in the jungles. I too loved breathing the non-toxic fresh air on my terrace and plants loved the attention they were getting. I was happy during lockdown, but I am happier to be in front of you guys. Yeah, I'm really happy because you guys are better than just staying alone and packed in a room. Now, all the tough times have passed. The lockdown has been lifted and all of us are back to normal. It's time to celebrate. Let's raise a toast. I'll take juice by the way. Cheers to us.